Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are reviewing the Masters of the WWE Universe Wave 5 figures from Mattel. This entire lineup is available exclusively at Wal-Mart Stores. I know, I feel your pain. I went in there and just came lucky one day. This is how I have this wave. I personally don't like going in there, but it's really a necessary evil if you want to get lines like this. This wave includes some really great characters, and which you see there. Macho Man Randy Savage is now a member of the evil Horde, so you see the Horde logo on his chest there. And this figure is more or less a homage to his NWO outfit from the 90s. Rowdy Piper is homage to Battle Armor He-Man. He comes with that Battle Armor shape on his chest and also comes with an axe. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat pays a homage to Dragon Blaster Skeletor. The dragon more or less clips on his back. I've seen people saying a lot of trouble connecting it to his back, so I'm going to take a look at it for myself and see what's what. Becky Lynch is, I believe, the first female of the line. She is a homage to Teela. So we're going to check out each and every figure. Each one is packaged on the standard blister card packaging. So you have the Masters of the WWE Universe logo on top there. The exploding rocks that the logo is coming out of. And each figure is also placed, it looks like, inside the ring. You see the ropes in the backdrop there. The packaging execution is really phenomenal on this line. Personally, I'm loving it, as are you if you're watching and collecting this line. These are phenomenally done figures. So, Macho Man, which you see right here. And let's take a look at the back. So, that's beautiful artwork. I'm really loving it. Macho Man's on a throne with Jake the Snake Roberts, who is a homage to King Hiss. And you have the look there. He comes with a mace, as well as a look at the rest of the wave there. There's also a brief description. It even says World Order, Horde World Order, so it's definitely a homage to New World Order, which is cool. Rowdy Piper. Uh-oh, it says Evil Hot Rod. And looking at the back, beautiful artwork once again. Hot Rod himself is also a villain, which is a shame. And it shows you how the chest piece can be switched, could be removed and popped back in, which is a very cool little feature there. And there's him holding his axe. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, standard packaging. You see the dragon behind him there. And here's a look at the artwork. The artwork is beautiful. They really did a nice job in execution and everything. And you see Macho Man and Jake the Snake Roberts inside the Snake Mountain ring, which is cool. And the instruction specifies that the dragon can connect to his back, but I've seen a lot of people saying they're having trouble with that, so I'm a little curious as to if I'm having that same trouble. So we're going to take a look at that. All right, Becky Lynch, right there. And there's her artwork, homage to Teela. Loving the artwork on here. There's a closer look. She has a shield right there, as well as a staff. So this is a great lineup, great characters, great offering. I, for one, can't wait to open these up and take a closer look. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Here is your in-hand look at this wave. This is a very impressive lineup right here. And you can see they did an incredible job on these. Once again, this wave includes Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, which pays a homage to Dragon Blaster Skeletor. Becky Lynch pays homage to Teela. Rowdy Piper, Battle Armor He-Man. And of course you have Macho Man Randy Savage in his Horde World Order outfit there, which is pretty cool, which pays homage to NWO of the 1990s, well, late 1990s. So we're going to take a closer look at each and every single one of these, along with all their accessories, the mini comics and everything. And I'm going to start talking about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So this figure is, interestingly enough, comes with the dragon. However, getting the dragon on him is quite challenging. It's not as it doesn't go on him exactly as the instructions show. So I'm just gonna show you guys here. So you see the dragon attached to his back right there. Which is very nicely done. So they did a stellar job on him and everything. And once I figured out how to attach the dragon on him, and I'll give you a closer look at that in a moment, I realized that you can't stand him up because the dragon makes him back heavy, so he falls over backwards. So I had to be a little creative and use a figure stand there, which is from NECA Toys, and it's also compatible with this line. So the peg joints in their foot can connect to the peg on the stand. So if you're looking for an option, that's a way to do it. And let me just give you guys a closer look at this. So I'm just gonna take that off. So what I did was that I connected it right to that little green thing sticking up there. It was the only way to do it. The back of them has so the back of them, you're supposed to connect it to one of these things right here, as the instructions suggest. However, the belly portion of them doesn't really connect to that. He just falls right off. So, had to be a little creative. So what I did was I just put his, I guess you can call it his foot, stuck it on one of there, and he holds up very well, with the exception of him being back heavy. So you put him down. Oh, now he decides to work. Okay. Well, I guess you don't have to use the stand, but that's interesting. Now he decides to work. Okay. So I guess it depends how you stand him up. You see? There we go. This is what I mean by back heavy. So it probably just depends where you place him or something like that. Let me try down here. All right, so on the floor, he stands up pretty well, but on this set, okay, well, now he's standing up by himself. That's interesting. So here's another look at him, holding that up. The dragon, very nicely done, ball-jointed head, and it even has this lock on him, which is pretty cool, with a keyhole right there. Here is a closer look at Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, along with his mini comic. Each figure in this wave comes with their own unique mini comic, so you don't get any duplicates this time around. The artwork, phenomenally done. I'm personally loving that. The back of the book gives you a look at all 4 figures offered in this wave. And, of course, the inside of it, beautiful artwork. Just look at that. Phenomenally done. Each one has their own unique story, and I'm bringing it closer so you guys can read that. Pause the video if you want to get a little bit more time reading. So there's your look there. So again, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, it really depends where you place him on the ring. I had him more towards the back, which is why he was back heavy, as the ring floor isn't completely flat back there. So if you move him to the center of the ring, or at least on a tabletop or something like that, he does stand up by his own with the dragon on his back like that. So that's a very good thing. And here's another look at him. As I'm sure you're aware, this line includes shared parts with Masters of the Universe Origins, so you can swap out parts, arms, legs, heads, hips, chest armor, accessories, whatever you like, and it's compatible with He-Man and other figures. The details on him, very nicely done. Just look at that great head sculpt. This is really a nice likeness. They really did a phenomenal job on him. The chest armor, very nicely done. Kind of looks like Merman's armor, but I'll need to double check if that's the exact same thing. I haven't had a chance to double check that. And of course, front of the pants, you have that gray pattern right there. Very nicely done. And as you can see here, the pants and the boots are a different shade of red. The boots look a little bit more orangey than the pants. And the gauntlets, they also look like an orange compared to the red on the pants right here. And another look at the dragon. So I mentioned he's a ball jointed head. So there's your closer look there. See all that great sculpted detail on him. Very nicely done. So the head is the only part that's part of his articulation. The rest of the line is standard, so if you're familiar with Motu Origins, it's all standard articulation. And here's that hole back there on his belly, which it's not, once again, it's not compatible to the back of Ricky, as the instructions show. So the only way to get him to hold up is to insert the center of his hands, or whatever you want to call these little feet, whatever, right on his back there, which I showed you earlier on in the video. Here's your look at Becky Lynch along with her mini comic that also is included. Here's a closer look at the cover. Beautifully done. Really did a nice job on it. Opening it up. And I'm just moving it closer so you guys can read that. And here's a closer look at each panel. And as you can see, she's kicked some butt at that last panel there. And of course, the back of the mini comic is just a look at each figure in this wave. Becky Lynch shares parts with Teela, and we're going to take a look at that. She's in a metallic gold armor, some black as well, black boots, stuff like that. Various black deco around the armor there. Head sculpt, very nicely done. So here's a look at the other side for you. She holds on to the accessories very nicely, as does Teela, since she uses the same parts, such as the arms Interestingly enough, the accessories are the same as Teela, they're just repainted. Here's a comparison along with Teela. You can clearly see that the accessories are exactly the same, just repainted. Also the same are the legs and arms, with the exception that Becky Lynch has those knee pads and newly tooled boots. The hips is the same. The arms are the same. The torso and the head sculpts, however, are different. So what's new for Becky Lynch is the head, the torso, as well as the boots and the knee pads. Everything else is just a repaint from Teela, which you see there, including bands around the elbows, the gauntlets, everything on there. She also has some black deco here, which Teela does not have, but it's just shared parts there. And here's a comparison between both shields. On Becky Lynch, her shield says the man, while Teela has no writing there. And let's turn these around, giving you a look. The differences there. Oops. So there's a comparison there. All right, moving on to Rowdy Piper. Here's a look at him along with his mini comic. And on the cover, he's facing off against Mr.T. I guess they're still battling since the 80s, which is pretty cool. Opening this up, you see some great artwork there. And here's a closer look at the bio. And here's a look at each panel of the mini comic. Just moving a little closer so you guys can see that. And there's a look there. Beautiful artwork. And the back gives you a look at all 4 figures in this wave. Rowdy Piper also comes with 2 different chest pieces that I'm sure you guys will remember from the Battle Armor figures from the 80s. The He-Man Skeletor Battle Armor figures, when you hit the figure, hit the chest piece, it would spin around, and it wasn't a separate piece. That was his feature back then. This figure, however, comes with interchangeable parts, so you can swap out where it says Hot Rod there with those other pieces, and we're going to take a look at that. The likeness and everything, phenomenally done. Armor is beautiful. Here's a look there. And here's a closer look at the Hot Rod logo, as well as the head sculpt. So, as I said, these chess pieces are interchangeable, and I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. First, you want to remember to be very careful. I'm going to take the axe off there, and first thing you want to unbuckle these things. All right, there's a look there, and just very carefully separate that. Could take that off. There we go. So I think this is the best way to do that. That piece is off. And so's that. So again, you want to be very careful when you move them, when you take that off. And just to pop this out, this would pop outward as shown. And you can switch one of the other, let's see. So I'm going to start with this one here. So there's your look there. And here's a comparison of Roddy Piper along with Mr.T. I'm personally very happy to see Mr.T made into this line, and I'm sure you're aware he pays a homage to Jitsu with those big fists, one with the chopping open hand right there, which is a great addition to this line. And you see that new chest piece on Rowdy Piper with some of the scratches there. Here's a look at Piper with that third and last chest piece. This one is much more battle damaged and you see more scratches in there. And there's a closer look for you guys, so you can really see where it's damaged. And here's a look at Rowdy Piper in his blue shorts, as well as blue knee pads, brown boots with right around the top right there. He also has white bandages around his wrists there. Beautifully done. I'm loving the likeness. And it's a great addition to this line. So there's a look at the back, and it looks like he's ready to square off against Jake the Snake. Here's a look at the Macho Man Randy Savage in his Horde World Order outfit there. You have the Horde logo on his chest. But first, let's take a look at the mini comic that's included. The artwork is phenomenally done. Just look at that. And the inside. So you have more great artwork there. You have a bio. There's a closer look at that. And here we have a look at each panel. Move this a little bit closer so you can read that. Very nicely done. And of course, the back of the comic gives you a look at all 4 figures offered in this wave. And here's a look at Macho Man. You see the Horde logo on his chest there. It also shows up on his armband right there. So he's pretty much black and white, along with the silver logo on his chest there. The hat is removable, and it just more rests on his head. Doesn't really stay on there that well. If he falls, the hat will fall with him. The sunglasses are not removable, if you were wondering. The armor piece is removable, and the way to do that is to pop off the arms and head, which, as I'm sure you're aware, it's easily done, as these are parts that are compatible with Mode 2 Origins. So now you can see his chest there, which has some very nice artwork there that says Madness, and a lot of white little lines around there. So there's a closer look at that. It also says Madness on the front of his hat there. And he also comes with a mace, which looks good. There's a look there. And let's turn him around. Here's a comparison with the first release of Macho Man. Many of the parts are the same, including the knee and leg armor right there. The mace is different. The original one came with a much bigger mace, which you see the new version, the Horde World Order, comes with a smaller mace, which is cast in white plastic, while the other one is in yellow. The head sculpt is also unique between the two of them, but they look very similar. You see the shades are also different there, different hats, different chest armor. The first release was more of a homage to battle armor, while this new release is homage to NWO and also the Evil Horde. So let's turn them around, giving you guys a look. So you see all the differences and similarities between the two figures. Here's a comparison with Hulk Hogan, who also has a Horde symbol on his chest there, the H, which you see there. So the Macho Man is not the first figure to join the Horde World Order. Hulk Hogan was first, and coming up, Ultimate Warrior will also be switching sides. I believe he's in the next wave. And there's a look at the back between these two figures. Overall, this is a phenomenal wave from Mattel and another great addition to the Masters of the WWE line. They're doing a phenomenal job on both the WWE and Masters brands, and this line is a great crossover between the two. Overall, highly recommended. You won't regret it. These are great figures, and I love the fact that these have shared parts with He-Man figures, the Origins line that is currently available. Pick these up if you can find them, and these are available exclusively at Wal-Mart Stores. I understand how difficult finding Walmart exclusives can be, so if you're able to track down a set, make sure to do so. These are great figures, and I think you'll like them. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more reviews and coverage.